Warning, we are about to spoil Angel Beats. If you don't want it spoiled for you, then click off this video and go watch it. Or if you don't, then whatever, fuck it, listen to us.
You know, let's see what Cameron said before we started this series.
This is the most fun you'll ever have in an action anime.
He was a liar.
Hello everybody and welcome back to Cinema Roulette. We are finishing up Angel Beats today. I was looking forward to this and
Yeah, you regret that decision.
I don't at all, actually.
Well, a bit.
A bit, but I needed
But
it.
we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. We'll first do the summary of the episodes like we usually do, and then we'll get into our thoughts.
And bit talking. I'll start with 9, so you can get 10, because that was a really fun one, and I don't want to, put you in too downer of a mood. Shit, what was 9 again?
That was the one fucking,
I'm trying to think, because...
Okay, cut.
I'll start, before we even say the summary, I didn't like this episode too much. Oh, now I remember.
Yep, okay, we're good. We don't have to cut. All right.
I remember. Okay, I didn't like this episode too much, which is why I easily forgot it. And again, we'll get to that in a second. But first, the episode. So at the end of the last one, all the versions of Angel went to her head. So we start off with her in the infirmary, and she's been knocked out for 3 days, I think it was.
Yeah, 3 days about.
And hold on, 1 second.
Okay.
And Otonashi is watching over her to make sure she's okay. Mm-hmm. Otonashi falls asleep on her while waiting, and then we actually finish what happened to him because he didn't die instantly when the train crashed. It turns out everyone on that train was trapped in a tunnel, even though when we saw the train it was outside while it crashed. Whatever.
We were debating this a little during the episode too. We were like, yeah, maybe they were in a tunnel and it collapsed or something. Who knows?
Yeah, but you can clearly see before you see the whole train shake that they were outside.
Yeah, semantics.
And that there was a second train. Besides the point. Him and the survivors are trapped in the tunnel because both sides have collapsed. He helps patch people up since he was learning to become a doctor anyway. And then it just shows a couple of time jumps, like day 3, someone spills the water, so Otonashi says he just won't drink, and everyone else can survive. And then once they've been there for a week, everyone's basically on the ground, out of energy and out of food. And Otonashi remembers his sister always wished she had a donor to basically save her life. So he pulls out his ID, right? Mm-hmm. He pulls out his ID and he circles what he would give away as an organ donor and then signs it. And everyone else does the same. And just as Otonashi dies, the rescuers come in. Because Japan apparently has a terrible rescue team. And then Angel wakes up, bluntly summarizes what the entire show is about. And then they form a plan to try... Then Otonashi forms a plan to try and make everyone disappear.
Yeah.
To make everyone as happy as he was once he saw his own past.
Yeah, because...
So they can all move on.
Yeah, because throughout the whole show, obviously the whole point is moving on is bad, all that fun stuff. But then he's at peace and he realizes, hey, wait, I want everyone to feel this way. So he
Hey, feeling at peace is fucking rad.
Yeah. So he forms a plan with Angel to let's try to form a plan to move everyone on. So you'll follow my orders. So
yes, that will be next episode when they put it through. But this episode, I didn't like it.
Well, because like you said, it was a little bit redundant, and it it's kind of just restated what we already kind of gathered. I mean, it did have some relevance, but yeah, it was like it had some relevance to plot, obviously, later on. But
Yeah, it has some relevance in the end when well,
we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. I have to keep saying that because I don't want to be jumping across the episode. I want to try to stay focused this time.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you know the plum bee?
The what?
I don't know.
What the fuck did you just say?
I was making us get off topic, and it's working.
What the fuck is a plum bee?
It's a bee that gets nectar from plums, obviously.
What the fuck are you going on about? What?
Shh.
I don't. Where did you fucking come up with that? I don't.
It's called cocaine. So. Let's not get off topic. Tries to make a joke about getting off topic and then actually gets off topic.
I can't even right now. All right. Well, anyway. It was fucking stupid.
But, yeah, basically, it was supposed to show Otonashi didn't get to move on because he never really got to help people.
Mm-hmm.
But we learned that the first time we saw his death.
Well, no, it's important because, like, he never really got to help people, but he did help people. That's the whole twist. And in the end, he did feel fulfilled. So.
Somewhat.
That's the thing. It's like, that's the mystery. Is like, why the fuck is he there if he felt fulfilled in the end? So. Moving on to the next episode, Angel and...
well, wait, there is one more problem.
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, I was about to say...
Because of Angel's blunt summary of the show.
Yeah, because Justin noted this. He's like, you could have put that a little bit more eloquently.
Yeah, because literally, Angel wakes up and then is like, everyone is here because they never got a youth, because they need to learn how to move on, but they keep holding on to their past, which is why they're stuck here. And that's like all shoved into just 2 minutes.
Yeah.
One, we kind of gathered that.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone had a tragic past that they needed to get over.
Yeah. It's kind of like in like the worst part of the Black Lagoon OVA where they explain everything, which we already knew.
Well, which you could know if you paid attention to the character development, but that is for a talk of another day.
Yes. But yeah, so yeah, that was it was still good, but it was one of the weaker ones just because it just could have been done better, honestly.
It could have been woven in a bit more, or even if you're just slightly thinking about the show, you'd probably catch on to that's the point.
Yeah, exactly. So, and I mean, we're not saying this is like a terrible episode. It's so bad or anything. It's just it was just
It was, and you could probably fast forward a lot of it.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
you can probably cut 5 or 10 minutes out of this episode and save some time.
I mean, it was still sad, obviously, like how it ended, like him dying right as it happened. Like it was basically like
I don't know. I think I've seen the cliche of someone dying just before rescue too many times.
Yeah. He joked during the episode, oh, so they Anne Franked it.
No, if you look up the history of Anne Frank, everyone except the father died like 2 days before their camps were liberated.
Yeah, honestly.
Oh, so... Anyway, this is not a Holocaust podcast. This is about anime.
This is not cinema. This is not Holocaust roulette. This is cinema roulette. Anyway, moving on.
I'm not going to continue with that joke.
No, we're going to
episode 10.
Gonna drop it like a hot potato so we can talk about episode 10. So episode 10, Angel and Otonashi, yeah. Angel and Otonashi, they're deciding, who should we, move on next? So they decide on little old Yui, the most adorable front singer in the freaking band. And so he goes to her, he and him and Angel form up this plan, which obviously goes wrong. So hijinks. So Angel goes
comedy.
Because comedy, because we need that. So they form this plan because they're working together now, obviously, like I said. And the whole point is like, because all these like angels infused into her, so it's pretty convenient because he could be like, why is she acting this way? Oh, well, she got infused, so I don't know. She could be acting like different. You have to stay on your toes and shit. So they're all practicing, and the girls are being really mean to her. How like she's playing and singing with the guitar, but she's playing a little off tune, I guess. So they all get mad at her. Angel comes in because the whole plan was to be like, there's a noise complaint from next door and your singing is weak. So I'm going to compensate your guitar. And the plan is that she will follow after her. Angel will conveniently bump into Otonashi. He'll grab the guitar and hand it back to her and everything will be hunky dory and he could work on moving her on. But of course,
well, he can get into a conversation with Yuki and then figure out what she needs to move on.
Yui.
Shit.
It's all right. But so, of course, Angel is terrible at improvising. She goes in and just says, your singing is bad. Hand me your guitar or something. Takes it. And because she's been through so much emotional toil, she just falls on the ground and you feel really bad for her. She goes outside to Otonashi and she's like, why are you alone? She didn't follow me. And so they work back and she's actually singing now and they're like, yeah, you know what? That was better without the guitar. And they're arguing and she's like, you know what? I'll prove to you. Where did she go? And Angel bolts down the hallway. She's like, there you are, which begs the question, wait a minute, why would she just be waiting in the hallway? But she was in a rage, so it's okay. So she chases after her. Now the plan gets in motion, of course. Bumping into Oshinashi grabs the guitar and he gets into a conversation with her. So he's like, you know, and he gets to thinking, he's like, you know, she seems pretty at peace and bubbly. So what could she possibly have to move on? And because her whole thing was she wanted to be in a band. And so what happens is he starts talking to her and she has all these things she wants to do. She wants to she wants to wrestle. She wants soccer. She wants baseball, all this fun stuff. And,
sports aren't fun. That's a lie.
And so he gets to talking about her backstory and the reason that she's so bubbly and moving around so much is because that during her lifetime, when she was little, she was hit by a car. And so she was paralyzed pretty much from a young age, and her mom was the only one that took care of her. And hold on. Only 4 words here. So she felt like, you know, she was a burden and all that, and I guess she died young, so she was there. And that's why she's, you know, this really hyper bubbly person. Because in her lifetime, she never got to do that. And
she's happy. And the reason her list is so long is because all she could really do is watch TV.
Yeah.
So everything she wanted to do came from what she saw.
Came from what she saw on television. Because she's a little girl. Obviously, she's like, oh, that's so cool. I want to do that and that and that. So, yeah, so of course he wants to fulfill that bucket list, and it's funny because he keeps asking and she has the whole bucket list. So, and Justin, it's funny, he predicted it. He's like, what do you want to do? He's like, suplex someone. And I was like, and we got to that point of like, Justin, you actually were not wrong.
Yeah, because she's like, I want to be a wrestler. Okay, let's do wrestler. I want to do a German suplex.
She knows what's up.
She knows.
She knows. And so what happens is that she tries to suplex him a couple times right there in the yard, but it turns out she can't do like a T stretch or something. And like if she can't even do a basic like stretch like that, obviously you're not going to be able to do a move that involves said stretch. So he makes her practice and practice and practice, and eventually she's able to grab onto him, put him in a lock, and suplex him, and boom, there it is. So he was like, great, this will be the easiest one, and of course it turns out to be the most painful. But then it moves on, and she wants to do the soccer thing. And so what happens is, of course, we
can probably just get over it really quickly, because
sends a letter to Angel. He appeals to the guy's dick saying, oh, it's so manly. And so gets a soccer game. She wins the soccer game. And then she starts hitting baseball, and it turns out she's too weak and too tired to hit a home run. They practice for like 3 days in a row, and of course she has band. And so, excuse me. What?
Hold on. You need to decide if you want minimal detail or a lot of detail. Because you just said like she goes to play baseball. She tried to hit a home run. She is also in a band, which for anyone who doesn't know, it gets very confusing.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. She basically has a lot of shit that she already wants to do, and so baseball is just taking a toll on her, and she can't hit a home run just because of her stature.
Because she's weak and a woman. Sorry.
Okay. And that was a joke, by the way. Don't take that seriously.
That was a joke.
We're not sexist. That was a joke. All right, moving on. So the episode, so basically she says that she's unable to hit a baseball, but it's very fun because she's actually able to move around and she's able to actually do stuff. So she's happy. And she says that the last thing on her bucket list is to get married because That's the happiest a woman can be. And throughout the show, her upperclassman, she's always teasing with him and fighting him. And he comes over and says that Hinata, yeah. And Hinata comes over and says that I'll marry you. And basically what happens is like she was paralyzed and she's saying like even though I was worthless, and he's like none of that would have mattered. Like none of that would have mattered to me because I love you. Basically, it doesn't matter if you physically inept, it doesn't matter if you can't ever reproduce or any of that. I would still love you until the day you die, basically. And it's like, how would we ever meet? Like you're a baseball player and I'm basically bedridden. He's like, oh, I'd send a baseball through your window and we'd meet. And it shows a montage of what would have happened if that all happened. And basically it ends with that happy montage. Of course, she's able to move on. And he's like, there's still some stuff I gotta do. And it ends, the credits go, and he's wheeling her, and they're both super happy. And it made us both cry just because of how sweet it was.
Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy.
So, you get the next episode.
After 5 viewings of Anti-Donaby.
I feel better now. Thank you.
Yeah, that was a hard episode.
Really hard
to be.
get through.
Of course, both band episodes are fucking depressing.
I know. That's just the thing. So.
I would say something, but that's spoilers for something else, and I wouldn't want to spoil that for people.
All right.
So.
Excellent. Well, you can tell me after the show.
Yeah, because I was thinking about it while we were watching that episode.
Okay.
I will say that one didn't hit as hard as
the band one.
episode 3.
Yeah.
Because episode 3 was just sadness. This was because it was so sad and sweet. It was probably the most bittersweet thing.
That was the thing. Like, it was really sad, but it was, again, like, just the sweetest fucking thing in the world. Because like, again, it's just like I love you that deeply that wouldn't matter to me, and that's why it was just so sweet. So, but yeah, that band one, again, those were the two in this series that hit me the hardest that upon my first viewing. So, all right, so
next episode. Well, we do have to mention the ending scene of the last one, which I have with the show. But I'll get to that after we are done with the summary. Mm-hmm. We see at the end of episode 10, we see Fujimaki fighting something in the hallways of the school at night, and it's this weird shadow creature. And they're like, "There's this weird shadow creature," and then the episode ends. Next episode, we find out these shadow creatures are appearing all over the place and trying to take people. They even take Shirtless Nerd, also known as Takamatsu. It turns out one of the shadows grabs Takamatsu, and he does come back the next day. Like, he disappeared into the floor, but comes back next day as an NPC. Mm-hmm. He doesn't remember anything about being obliterated. He doesn't know anything about the guns or anything that has happened in the group. And Yuri is like, someone has to be controlling this. So they start basically showdown of trying to they're trying to figure out where the monsters are coming from. Yuri finds someone has been stealing computers from the computer lab, so they probably have it. Mm-hmm. And she catches on to Otonashi's plan.
That's in the next episode.
Oh, is that next episode?
Yeah, because this one cuts when she discovers the computer room. It zooms down and then credits.
Yeah, but that happens after she says everyone can go do whatever.
No, I'm pretty sure that was the next one.
No, next one's just constant fighting.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, go ahead. Yep.
Yeah. She has a big meeting with all the Otonashi. Yuri calls a meeting with all the Battlefront and says, basically, all of you go and be at peace and move on, or do whatever. I don't care anymore. Everyone can go do their own thing. The best thing you can do, though, is get obliterated, because you don't want to get stuck here. Mm-hmm. And then they all go their separate ways. Well, separate ways, except for Otonashi, Hinata, Angel, and who else was with them?
What do you mean?
Hold on. No, not Takamatsu. I'm fucking stupid. Hold on.
It's okay.
Fujimaki sticks with Otonashi and Hinata. I'm finally learning these names, of course, when we finish the show. They decide to group up to fight the shadows for now, and the episode ends with Yuri finding a hole in the computer lab that leads back to the old gun factory.
Yeah, the guild.
The guild, that's what it was called. And that was episode 11. Not much to say on this one.
No. It was just...
Like, it's good story development.
Yeah.
Had nice moments.
Yeah, exactly. Good one. So...
Moving on.
Moving on. Episode 12.
Episode 12.
Which is called Knocking on Heaven's Door. So...
DK!
We'll explain why we said that. But yeah, basically this one is just... Everyone's like just fighting all these shadows here. So... basically, like, they were fighting all these shadows as Yuri, aka Euripi, as a lot of people call her. Like, they're fighting, and they're giving them time to, like, go and investigate what's going on. So they, so I think they're all fighting, and Euripi goes below the guild. I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she goes to the guild, and they, like, basically on her own, and the other ones are just staying behind fighting, and there's this really fucking red action going on. Like, everyone's coming down be fast, and you see fucking TK just swirl down the stairs, jump up, he's shooting all the shit. I'm like, yeah, TK! And then he, like, puts his guns on, he's like, yeah, knocking on heaven's door. I'm like, yeah!
Roll credits.
Okay, right? That's all you need. You can't top how awesome TK is.
That was a reference to the famous YouTube series Thrilling Intent.
Oh shit.
That wasn't.
It was not, but and nor is it famous, unfortunately. Check it out if you haven't seen it.
Oh wait, I thought you meant the line wasn't famous.
No.
But anyway, we'll move on.
So basically what happens is it cuts down below to Euripi, and she's wandering through the hallways, and she's and one of the guild members comes and news has reached them that the war is basically over and they're all going to move on. He's like, okay, here's a fucking rad gun that you should use. Bye. And so...
Here's a gun with a 200 bullet drum. Go nuts, kid.
Yeah, exactly. Basically. And so, of course, she goes nuts, but she doesn't look behind her and gets swallowed by a shadow. I think that's a halfway point. Then cuts back to her in a classroom, and she's in the dream world. And basically, she was like, "Wait a minute, I was remembering something." And basically, like, she's getting sucked in and being tempted to live an ordinary life. And she basically, like, gets called on, and it turns into basically like a stereotypical, school anime. And basically what happens, she stands up and she gives this whole long speech about how she's finally at peace with herself. She's like, if all my memories are gone, I could do this. But, again, it reiterates that this life is mine. And even though it's stuck, I still lived it out to the fullest and did everything that I possibly could. And so it cuts back. The members, they all are happy, like, to see her. She fights it, gets through it. And then Otonashi pulls her up. She's like, we're all here. And actually, it was really funny because, like, he's like, you two are here. And then just, like, pans over. He's like, I'm here too.
Oh yeah, the Nazi kid whose name we always forget.
And then
I'm just gonna call him the Nazi kid because he looks like a Nazi.
He's dressed like a fucking Nazi. Like, I know we're being like, I know you might think we're exaggerating. No, he's dressed like a fucking Nazi.
All that's missing is the badges, honestly.
Pretty much.
And the swastika. That's about it.
I mean, yeah, and then of course she's happy that she's able to move on, and then that one ends with her dreaming about her, like, and so it goes on. I'm sorry. They fight more shadows, and she goes down below to a hidden room, and she finally finds that she's been looking for the person that's controlling it. It's basically revealed that because basically, this whole thing is quote unquote software that's set up, I guess, in a weird magical kind of way.
The Matrix.
Yeah, basically. And she finds out that, like, when love blossoms, that's when people disappear and get to move on. And
because the original what happened with the original people there? What was one guy fell in love, which allowed whoever he was loving to move on, but he had to stay. So, he programmed it whenever someone falls in love. That is kind of a fail-safe.
Yeah. They get sucked
And he
up.
also turned himself into an NPC, but that kind of never goes anywhere afterwards.
Well, it's just sad because he turned himself into an NPC to forget the pain of someone who he'd never be able to love. So
yeah, but since it's a character we don't know the name of and never meet, it's just like, okay, that's sad, but
bye. Bye. But yeah, basically he finds that out, and he basically he makes the point that, this is where everything is controlled. You could change that if you want. And she's like, I could, she like falls into like just a tiny moment of temptation, but she's like, you know what? That's not why I'm here. I'm here to help everyone and save everyone, basically. So he was like, basically, he's like, what do you think about? You have all eternity. And she gives a really cool line. She's like, the thing about us humans is we hate waiting, and and destroys it in this. It looks so fucking cool.
Yeah, it's just this room of computers, and she shoots all the screens. They fall around her. Great.
Yeah, the screens are shattering, like an overhead comes down in slow motion. It's fucking rad. And
she pulls out dual-wield pistols and just bang, 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 bang. It's great.
It's really fucking cool. And so that's what happens. So that's when she falls in, like she becomes a piece with herself. She's like, oh, my rebellion is kind of slipping at me. When it's gone, I'll be able to move on. And she dreams about forgiving her siblings, breaks into tears, and that's where that one ends.
And now the final episode of fun.
Go ahead, my man.
Well, actually, wait. So I don't really have
if
much to say on.
It was really good. So
it's just fun action.
Yeah.
Again, good plot. Not much else to say here.
It's just good.
It's just good.
It's good, bro.
It's the final episode. Everyone is gone except for Otamashi, Angel, Yuri, or how'd you keep saying her name?
Euripi.
Euripi. Well, you have it written here as Yuri, so it's your own fault.
It's her name. She's referred to as Yuri throughout this episode as well. So
fair enough. Yuri, Nazi Kid, and Hinata.
Yeah.
They're the last people left. Everyone else has moved on.
And Angel.
Oh, also we forgot to mention, last episode you see a hallway of like the band members and the rest of Battlefront.
Oh yeah.
That we never got to meet really.
Yeah.
Say like, hey, we're gonna move on. Okay, and then they all move on.
Yeah, and they give this like really cool, sweet speech about it. And because of that, in the intro, everybody's together.
Yeah, for the final episode in the intro, everyone's back together.
Because they changed the intro
really
and
nice.
outro a little bit. Because like for example, when the first one goes away, you don't see her, and in this one, her and Yui. Sorry. In this episode, her, Yui, and the rest of them are together.
We're all together.
And yeah, so go ahead.
Anyway. But and then Yuri wakes up in the infirmary because we have to keep using this room. And he's like, wait, why didn't all of you guys move on? Also, I'll do this like the show did. Takamatsu stopped being an NPC and got to move on.
Yeah.
They just say that. They don't show anything.
They say
That's
it in passing. Dude, yeah, because I mean, we get everyone move on. They're like, oh, by the way, he was not stopping an NPC and he moved on. Thanks.
Which also, if all the NPCs are gone and everyone got to move on, that means the original creator did. But let's not think about that because he's never brought up again. But Yuri is like, so why didn't you guys move on? And they're like, well, we want to leave with you. So they do. They have a little graduation ceremony because I think it was Angel thought it would be fun.
Well, Angel thought it would be fun, and she newer got to go through a graduation ceremony, so that meant a lot to her.
Yeah, so she felt special. We also never got Angel's backstory. So
we got a little bit of it at the end, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Actually, I don't remember what it was. Wow.
Really?
Kind of. It was weird. I don't know. I was so focused on hearing you on the other side of the mic.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome. So they have the ceremony. They all cheer, and then one by one, everyone leaves until it's just Angel and Otonashi. Bleh. And then Otonashi's like, why don't we go outside? It's nice there. And it is, because in every one of these episodes, we didn't mention that the sky is really pretty.
Oh, the sky's fucking gorgeous. We'll talk about that right after the end here.
I honestly don't know what they did. It looks super good, but we'll get to that. And then Otonashi admits that he has fallen in love with Angel. And he doesn't want anyone to come to this world and be alone. So he asks her to stay with him, and they can help everyone move on. Anyone that comes there. But then Angel says, like, if she says what she thinks, she'll disappear. And she admits that he was the first person to finally make her feel something, to make her happy. So that and saying what?
I didn't say anything.
Well, from your side, I went like, don't. So.
Oh, it's okay. Oh, sorry.
Sorry. They hug in a beautiful sunrise as he constantly says he loves her and that he doesn't want her to leave until she finally disappears. He screams, the camera zooms out, and that's it. And then the credits roll. And what all the art credits was it started with Yuri, and then everyone would appear, but this time it goes backwards as they all disappear till it's just Angel and Otonashi is the last to disappear.
And you forgot the major plot point. I'll explain it too, that Angel, because he was an organ donor, Angel, he saved Angel's life basically as her youth, and she was able to live it. Because he died, he wrote his name as an organ donor, and his heart was given to Angel.
Oh!
You didn't realize that?
I didn't. I guess I was glancing over.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, because that's what happened. I'll explain it. And that's what happened. Because and I'll explain the dialogue that you said. Because like I said, he was an organ donor and donated, and the reason that her one regret was not being able to thank the person that gave her the heart and was able to give her youth back.
Oh, I thought she was speaking figuratively. That's my problem.
That's okay. No, that was he literally his organ donor saved her life. And
wait, how did he get there after her then?
Don't know. What do you mean?
Time is bendable.
Yeah, time's bendable.
Well, because it's people die and then they go there.
Yeah.
How did he die? How did he die first, and then she got there before him?
I don't know. Semantics. I guess he just got there at the right time. I guess you have to wait in line or something.
Time is bendable.
Time is bendable. Who cares? But she explains that when she
or maybe it was an act of God.
Well, no,
go with what you want.
But here's the thing. She explains that she realized he was the heart donor because when she stabbed him at the beginning, she noticed he had no heart in him. And when he fell asleep on her chest and heard the heartbeat of his heart, that's when he regained his memories.
That's even sweeter than
I know. That's why I was crying, literally.
And there is a final scene where it seems both Otomatsu and Angel were reincarnated, and he is about to run into her in his second life. Which
nice. It's so nice.
And then the show ends.
Taps her on the shoulder, and the show ends. And what an amazing series. Has some faults, but it was so good.
We'll get to the
But yeah, something I'll go on since we mentioned this at first. Is that the animation? I know we mentioned this is fucking gorgeous, but the sky, it's rendered and drawn so beautifully.
Honestly, it was oddly realistic. Because I go on walks a lot during sunset because it's fucking pretty.
Oh hell yeah, same.
And people in my neighborhood don't like to go on walks, especially during winter.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's usually what the sky looks like. It's usually a bunch of pretty purples and oranges, while the clouds are these contrasting dark grays, which is there's something just so fucking gorgeous about it. I don't know.
Hell yeah. And the thing in the show is it's not only drawn beautifully, but the way the light hits the camera, or they animate it so the light hits camera, it looks realistic too. It's gorgeous.
Also, there's a moment where they do fisheye, which honestly in animation is very hard to do. So
Yeah,
I give
it's
props
really
to
fucking
that.
difficult. Like Nazi dude, he looks right up at the camera, and it goes to the fisheye effect. I was like, hi.
Good job. Yeah, the animation throughout this series is absolutely
Oh,
gorgeous.
fucking
I mean,
phenomenal.
it's probably not the best I've seen, but it's still really fucking good.
It's among the prettiest animation you'll ever see. It's not like the best, but it's so fucking gorgeous.
I tried to think of a joke and I got nothing. Damn.
It's okay.
I was gonna be like, well, actually, no, that's too obvious of a joke. Never mind.
And of course, the music, of course, phenomenal.
The music throughout the series is some of the fucking best I've heard in a while.
Hell yeah. So good, because of obviously
Like,
the distraction team and the music that is actually used throughout the series.
yeah, the wonderful piano music that's used throughout the series. Actually, I think the last time I heard music... Oh, I'm hearing an echo of myself.
Oh, sorry.
Whoops.
Say something again?
Yeah, I still hear me.
Shit.
Technical difficulties. The last time I heard this good music in a series was when I'm watching Nana.
Nice.
That was... Then again, that might be the last show I actually sat through. Because I went on a long hiatus of not watching anime till now.
Did you actually watch something between... I'm trying to think now. Has it been that fucking long? No, you sat through Dragon Maiden.
Oh, yeah, I did sit through Dragon Maid. That's true.
Yeah.
And I guess... Well, it's not anime, but I sat through Preacher.
Yeah. So.
Which is on the... Okay, because we're in the future now and able to talk about the first episode, technically. I'm going to get off topic for a second.
Okay.
Because we don't have an animation of the wheel due to that was taking too long and I forced you to get out the first episode.
Yeah, pretty much.
Pretty much. So I'm trying to think of... Because I would like the audience to see the wheel. Like, it doesn't even have to be there just so they know what's on the list possible.
Technical difficulties.
I don't know, because I'm trying to think of a way to... Maybe I'll make you put in the description just so they know all that's on the list.
Okay. Yeah.
For TV shows, it will be at the end of every series, so that way... Because with the TV wheel, we replace something every time something is picked. So Cameron had Angel Beats picked on his side, so he picked another show to replace it now for when we spin the wheel again.
Yeah.
And movies do not get replaced until one from each category is taken, and then we refill whoever has been missing.
Yeah.
Now that's explained, let's get back to Angel Beats.
All right. But yeah, so good, yeah, and I mean, obviously there were a couple of problems. Like some of the characters.
I have 3.
Okay, yeah, because one of the ones is some of the characters got shoved to the side. So.
Yeah, there's too many. This happened in Gurren Lagann as well.
Yeah, it did.
It's like there's so many characters you honestly forget their names. Like, I'm not sure if you could tell. I had a list of the names during each episode. I know that's surprising to some.
Yeah, that's the thing. And, like, they're all recognizable, but you just go, oh, that guy.
Yeah, the only reason I remember TK is because his name is TK. That's
TK.
impossible to forget.
It's an easy name, and he's just the best.
He is the best, even though we don't get to see him poof or know his backstory or literally anything about him.
He's just TK, man. Come on, he doesn't need.
He's just TK. Actually, yeah, just like Gurren Lagann, it's like during the final fight, oh no, this person is in trouble. What was their name?
Right?
You know, the twins, or what?
Yeah, like it's still kick-ass, but there's just a bit too many characters to actually follow. So.
Yeah, it would have been easier if they come down on a bit. Secondary. There's one I have, and it's just drawing a blank all of a sudden. Oh, the middle. The last episode we talked about was...
Last batch of episodes?
Yeah, the last batch of episodes, which was 5-9, I want to say. No, 5-8.
It was the OVA.
And the OVA.
Yeah, and 5-8.
Those felt very much like, besides 5 being pretty funny, there wasn't much added.
Well, there was still that like heavy scene with him in the rain and the dude fucking killing everybody, but
yeah, but then that segues into my second problem.
Okay.
Third, if I can count. My third problem, and this was the one I mentioned to you on Facebook and didn't elaborate.
Yeah, okay.
The show is a roller coaster where a lot of the time it's peaks and then down. Like, it's just constant hills instead of allowing you to flow a lot. Because you'll be, like, in this really depressing moment, and then they throw really random comedy at you. And it gives you almost a tonal whiplash.
Sometimes. Because, I mean, The thing is, the slapstick comedy is fucking hilarious, and we needed to offset the more depressing moments.
I know, but there wasn't enough pause between. There wasn't like enough flow to get back to the comedy at times.
At times. Well, here's the thing, especially the OVA, but the OVA was kind of just made afterwards to have fun.
Yeah, the OVA was just made to have fun. I'm not counting that one, but like in the show, there's moments where like.
The one that's coming to my mind is when he's talking about his sister and all of a sudden comedy, I think, right?
Yeah, it was like talking about his sister and then someone gets all Also, in the last episode, they were all being really dicks while graduating.
For no reason, yeah.
It's like, why are you being such a pansy? We're kind of about to die,
We're kind of about to move on, and we don't know where the fuck we're moving on to, so yeah.
Yeah, a bit worried. But, or even in the scene you mentioned where it's the big battlefield and there's the rain everywhere.
Yeah.
All of a sudden there's a joke thrown in. It's like,
well,
can you let the moment sit for a bit?
I didn't think that was too bad. Because he kind of
wasn't too bad,
says,
but
like,
again, it shows the point.
So, well, he says
more.
Like kind of a week, like, I thought you were gay or something. He's like, now's not the time. But
what are you, gay?
But yeah, there were, I thought there was a pretty good balance overall. But I will admit there were times during it where it was a little bit of tonal whiplash. So I didn't feel it as much as you did, but yeah, it was.
Yeah, I think it bothered me more than it did you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to be like, oh, that makes it a 5 out of 10, a 4 out of 10.
No.
Or something. No, it's not that bad. The middle episodes are definitely the weakest in my eyes. So
that's the weak point. Like, it has like some highlights. Obviously, the one really fucking funny one, and the one where like in the field, it does get a little tense there. But
yeah, I said last episode we were being kind of just vague because we were tired, but honestly, like thinking back, there wasn't much to say.
Yeah, I think that's more the reason we were being kind of vague. Excuse me.
There wasn't much to say. It was just kind of like, that was enjoyable.
Yeah.
Moving on.
It was still good, but moving on. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's not terrible, but yeah. And like I said, I don't know. I felt like it had a fairly good balance, but yeah, that's fair.
And even then, that's not a bad thing just to have something average.
Yeah, no.
Honestly.
Exactly. Like, it could be worse. That's the thing. Like, this show is overall, like, really fucking solid with only a couple of...
Yeah.
Yeah.
The 2/3 of the show is fantastic, beginning and end.
Yeah.
And it's weird how nowadays, like, if something is just okay, that's for some reason terrible.
No, yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, it's really good, but the good thing about it is it's not bad. It has no bad episodes per se. It has some that are weak.
9.
But yeah, 9 was weak, but it's like
9 was weak, but had a point.
But it had a point, and it wasn't like done horribly. That's the thing. Like, it's a fantastic show with just some all right, but still enjoyable moments. That's the thing. So
and fantastic music and animation.
Fuck yes. So. But yeah, go ahead.
So I guess this is technically to see my reaction since it's a show you've already. Well, what do you think? Has any opinion on the show?
My opinion hasn't changed. Like, I still think the same thing. I still love the shit out of this anime. I think it's fantastic. And obviously, ending was perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, I had someone tell me the ending was overly happy and watching it. No, that was the perfect way to end
Yeah.
the series.
It was perfectly done, and it was very bittersweet. And like I said, I literally cried. So
I was not crying at the end. I will say that.
yeah, that's fine.
Well, I took more of the sweetness in rather than the
I took
sadness
the
of
sweetness,
it.
but well, it was both sweet and sad to me. So it's
Almost a bitter.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't work as a phrase.
But yeah, no, it was. I still think it's a fantastic show. It's definitely one of my favorites. So
I wouldn't put it all the way up in one of my favorites, but that was definitely. I'm happy I sat through it, and that was a really good show.
hell yeah. So we highly recommend this.
I would highly recommend it. I would give this a solid 8 out of 10.
I think we agreed at the beginning we weren't going to do a scale like that.
Yeah, we weren't. I'm just making a joke.
we're literally just being like highly recommend, okay, still see it, bad. I think was literally what we're doing. Like we were discussing this because it's like we hate judging things like that because if we rate it only like a 6 or 7 out of 10, that implies that it's not good or something. So
Or you can say a horror movie is 7 out of 10, an action movie is 7 out of 10, but there's going to be different reasons for why it hit there.
exactly. Like obviously you can't compare that. Like you can't just give a general rating because there's different reasons why different things are good. Like you go into the horror movie and it's based off of how scary it is. You go into an action movie based off of how fucking rad it is. You can't really,
Yeah. Like, usually what I say for, like, my 1 to 10 rating system is how much I'd recommend it. And this is, like, a solid show where if someone asks, hey, what's a good anime to watch and also, and it has a lot of heart to it, I would say this. I would quickly recommend it. If someone brought it up, I'd say, yes, watch it.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Absolutely. So yeah, I think I told Justin because this anime has a very special place in my heart because it was at a time where I was kind of a little depressed, but I mean obviously it's gonna sound weird, but I watched it and I was like, this is amazing. So
Well, because even though it's sad, there's a very optimistic view.
yeah,
Even though one of the constantly said phrases of the show is "God betrayed me" or "God is unfair." It's like life isn't fair. It's like, geez, that's. If I just told someone that would sound really dark. But honestly, it's somehow really warming in a way.
yeah, it has a lot of good messages about that, and like one of the things they keep bringing up is it's like, yeah, we had crappy lives, but you know what? It was our lives, and we lived it to the fullest that we actually possibly could. So.
Also, the world is still terrible. So.
Making the world a better place.
I think that's about. Also, in case anyone's wondering, 10 out of 10 is I will not shut up and need to watch it in order to make me be quiet. And then I'll still keep talking about it, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Also known as Black Lagoon.
Also known as Black Lagoon and Cowboy Bebop.
Speaking of Black Lagoon... See, and that's why Rock is actually the sequel to G...
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm back.
God fucking damn it.
All right, so...
Oh, well, I guess I have to say it again.
No!
Okay, so... Yeah, that was our first show. Everyone clap now. No. One clap. Good job.
Thank you. But yeah, that was Angel Beats. Great show. I love it. It's amazing. Go watch it.
Okay, now the thing replacing Angel Beats, it is Hellsing Ultimate, I think you decided on.
I decided on Hellsing Ultimate to replace Angel Beats. So
even though you have technically sat through the entire series, I've sat through the first 3 episodes?
Yeah, first 3 episodes. And that's going to be an interesting one because the episodes are all an hour long, but it's only 10 episodes each. So we'll count that as one I've seen, but you haven't.
Yeah, we're still doing that because I barely remember the episodes I watched, honestly.
Yeah, he barely remembers it, and
it's been like a year.
He only sat through like the first 3, so not much.
Yeah, so I guess repeating myself in case, if you are looking for an anime, even though we spoiled it, if you're looking for an anime that has fun action, good comedy, and just makes you want to fucking cry every once in a while, Angel Beats is a solid pick.
That's the one. Like, it's amazing, it's solid, but prepare your heartstrings. You're going to need it.
Episode 3 is so fun. Episode 3 is still my favorite.
Still the
That
best.
is one
So
thing
good.
I was right about.
So good.
Now
It's the time
We
we've
can
all been
spin the
waiting
wheel.
for. Spin the wheel.
I'm excited. Please
He
be
loves
happy.
singing. 'Cause I'm happy.
Copyright strike.
Sorry, I just did too good of an impersonation of fucking.
I'm realizing I'm wearing headphones right now, so
Okay.
so you're not going to hear the wheel go.
All right.
So I don't know. I guess cut out the silence.
Sure.
It's your choice.
No, I can hear it.
Don't. Yes,
What we get? What we get?
we're doing Gravity Falls.
Woo!
Oh, let's cheer the fuck up.
Yeah!
Jesus. See you guys next time.
See you guys next time for Gravity.
We're watching the movie. Shut up.
Yeah. So, should we spin the wheel for that?
Do it at the end of last episode because we totally recorded these in order.
Yeah, so, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. All right.
Don't edit this out. Fuck you.
Don't edit what out? We spun it last time. We're good. All right. So
You cheating
guys
fucker.
later. What? Just. Anyway, so thank you so much for watching Cinema Roulette. Stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.
Oh, thank Christ.